Good morning. Good morning. I'm so happy to be here on Doves for Peace Radio. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Jill Mattieson. I've been studying sound and vibration through antiquity for about 25 years. I'm quite the geek, a musician, and I'm blessed with many psychic skills. And this gives me unique understanding when I read antiquity, for often they're talking about a psychic phenomenon or a musical phenomenon, for they believed that music was the doorway to understanding everything. That's because, like today we have biology and chemistry, they had, let's say, a lens to view the world as everything is waves. And sound waves was the easiest way, like the little telescope, to see how all waves acted, so they could understand everything. So therefore, studying sound and music was the study of everything, kind of like string theory in science. So, my website is jillswingsoflight.com. jillswingsoflight.com. There's a half hour of free sound healing music, a ton of videos on how to use sound to change your health, relationships, to manifest, to change your life, to alter energies, subtle energies, which is the underlying basis of everything. Everything is vibration and wave. And so today we're going to look at everything like the ancient masters did, through sound and vibration. And we're going to learn a little bit more how they understood how some miracles work, so that we give you power in your own life to bless and heal others and bless and heal the earth. Okay? As always on Dove for Peace Radio, we start with a little prayer. And I was thinking of a different way to have a peaceful prayer that we could do using sound and music. So here's what I thought. Every little vibration or wave is a piece of energy. So if you think something, you got a little packet of energy from that brainwave. And that's what a prayer is. Think of it like little packets of energy on a telephone line traveling. And if you feel something, you get energy, a wave. It's also a packet of energy. It's stronger than the brainwave because it's about 60 times the strength of a typical brainwave. When you imagine something, smell something, or use any of your senses to intake and register, focus on a wave, a vibration, then you're getting more of that particular vibration or energy. Have you ever had a deep knowing? That also is a vibration. It's an energy. So for this prayer, we're going to do it all together, which makes it stronger. Each one that does it with me makes this prayer and the peace blessing better and stronger. And we're going to use all of those above things. So we're going to think what I have to say. I want you to say what I'm going to say with me aloud. That makes it very strong. We're going to feel it, know it, imagine it, and see it. Okay, here we go. I want you to imagine all the people that are lonely and that feel unloved. Imagine it, feel it, and now know that they are loved. Send them love. Send them safety. And I'm going to say, you are safe and you are loved. And I'm going to imagine it going to everyone who needs it. And you do it as well. Now we're going to go for those who are in strife and argument and war. And we're going to feel it. Now we're going to change it. We're going to feel peace. Feel harmony. Think of your favorite spot. Think of being on the beach. Think of love and harmony and the most calming thing you can. And see them surrounded by it in your imagination. You are peace. Think it, feel it, say it, live it, be it. And they will get it. Have you ever noticed when you have a prayer chain and you have a whole bunch of people, the person is more likely to get well than when just one or two pray a little bit? It's a matter of dosage, strength, and power. So that's what we're doing here. We're making our prayer powerful. Okay, we're going to go for those people who feel weak and abused. Feel it, imagine it, include the animals, include the plants, include Mother Earth. Feel it. Now we're going to say you are strong, you are protected, you are safe. Say it, feel it, know it. And they get it. Okay. One last one. We're going to go that people that are sick, animals that are sick, plants that are sick. Feel it, think it, imagine it. You are well. You are full of health and harmony. Think it, feel it, imagine it, know it. And we send these prayers, these blessings, to the earth. Well, I hope you liked our opening prayer and using sound and vibration to make them very powerful. Today's session is again about sound and music, as all of mine will be. And for the last two, we've been focusing on sound and vibration in your voice. And we will do that again, discovering a little bit more about how to use sound to change your own energies within the sound of your voice. Kind of like a constant stream of energy, or if you're in the hospital and you get a drip of some type of medicine, that's what our voice is. It's a constant drip of energy, and we don't choose that which we receive. We are going to wake up and start to be aware of the energy coming from our own mouths that we can control, and how it changes us and how we can use it. Emotions carry on your voice. That's very easy to see. Listen. Hello. 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 Now, in all three cases, I had three different messages which you clearly understood. None of the messages were hello. A large part of our messages when we speak are our feelings, because it's a strong wave and they combine. That's why when you go to a movie, if you watch the movie without the soundtrack, you can't get into it, because it's the soundtrack that combines with your very feeling. They're waves, just like the ancients said. They're waves, they combine, you ingest it, and they become you. You allow that movie to take you over, and you get to experience that story. So now we're going to start to use our voice to experience who it is that we wish to be. In ancient times, men and women would use their voice to get messages across. For example, if you loved someone, you can say, "How are you? Are you okay?" If you need strength, and in ancient times power was a very big issue. In very ancient times it was almost like good and evil. It was like the powerful got to live and the weak got killed or taken over by another tribe. So being strong was very important. It was linked to survival. It is today too. How many people are abused and bullied? Here is where strength starts, in your voice. Listen. You may not do that. I will not go there. Do you feel the power and the strength in my voice? This is the kind of strength that you should use when you need to protect your boundaries, when somebody is bullying you or taking advantage. This is what people in authority did in ancient times. Their voice was a tool. And think of it this way. You will do as I command. When I say something like that, yes, they're words. Yes, I'm kind of bullying you. But there's more than that. I'm also sending out an emotional energy field. It's carrying on my voice. And it's almost intimidating. And in that case, the person, let's say, pretend that was a king speaking instead of me. The person speaking gets the emotional message that they are in the presence of one in charge. So we think that how people react to us has like nothing to do with us. It's like their free will to choose to see us in any way they do. I'd suggest that's not entirely true. Somewhat, but certainly not entirely. And here's why. When you send out in an emotional wave, a feeling, particularly on your voice, you send out a wave that they subtly pick up. For example, let's say I have a very poor self-concept of myself. I feel I'm no good. First of all, notice that the strength has gone from my voice. I don't feel very strong. This is a great voice for someone to come and bully me. But I might think I'm no good, and I might think that you get to think anything you want of me, but actually I'm telling you what to think about me through my voice. I don't feel very good about myself, and it would be easy for you to think not too highly of me either, because I'm signaling you with the Jill's not so good message. It's almost as if William Shakespeare said, we are actors in the play, and we're the main actor, and it's all about us. People are responding to us as we ask them. So the big thing when you think about how do you want to modify your voice is, who are you? Who are you? And if you don't like everything about you, if you have aspirations, because everybody's got a personality with weak points, one of mine is, I let people run all over me. So one of the things I would say who I am, plus I'd like to add a few things. I'd like to add a strength. I'd like to add an assertiveness so that I respect myself and that people will then respect me more because I send that signal out. So we can think of all the different things we want to be. I already gave you a strong voice. Let's say I want to be more loving. Okay, here's a loving voice. Hi, how are you? How are you doing today? Let's say I want to be more fun. Hey, I'm going out for a ride. Do you want to come? Hey, it'll be cool. You know, that's much more inviting. So you can write down what personality attributes would you like to add and who are you? And then practice each voice. I'd like you to think of yourself as a bucket of subtle energy, kind of like a bucket that can be filled with liquid. Every time that I act in a strong manner, I am vibrating with the frequency of strength. It's becoming a habit. If I do it enough, it will become an unconscious response. People will feel it within me because it is within me. Again, it's a matter of dosage. So, and then every time I'm kind of weak and wishy-washy, I take a drop of that energy out. So what I want to do is, in my heart, examine who am I and who I want to be, add that in my voice, and do it all the time. That is far easier than using your willpower to make changes. That is far easier than using your willpower to change your personality. Let me give you another example. What would a wealthier me sound like? If you listen to the voices of people with a lot of money, listen to the voice of Bill Gates, of people with a lot of money. Let me try to do that. Hello. I have all I need, and I know it. There's no neediness in my voice. Can you feel it? Can you hear it? What would a healthier you sound like? Here's a weak me. You notice when people get sick, you can hardly hear their voice. Here is a very full and healthy me. There's no breaks in my voice. It's nice and full and round. It's a high-pitched voice, yet it's a low-pitched voice. It has all energies that I need for health. Have you ever noticed that as you grow, your voice changes? We all know what a baby sounds like, and yet a child's voice is different. And the voice of a young adult is different, and a voice in the Middle Ages is different, and a voice at end of life is also different. As we go through the phases of life, our chemicals within our body change. As a young boy goes from into adulthood, chemicals change in the body, and his lower voice develops. The voice has a lot to do with who we are on many different levels. Think of the voice again as an energy. I'd like you to think of the brain and the nervous system as kind of like the internet for the body, with the brain being the operating system. And all of the vagus nerve, those nerves, they all feed and go through your larynx. They go through the muscles. So who it is that you are on all levels is reflected in your voice. So when you start to change your voice, you start to change a whole lot more. There's even studies by several Russians, and I'm probably going to butcher this man's name, not intending, not disrespectfully, I just don't know Russian. Pjotr Garjajev, I don't know, is that Peter, P-J-O-T-R? G-A-R, I think it's G-A-G-E-V, something like that. Anyway, he's a molecular biophysicist, and he has observed live DNA, not taken out a sample in a vial, but live DNA. And in particular, he's noticed that junk DNA is organized like the syntax and grammar. He is saying that language is a reflection of our DNA. We just didn't invent it. It reflects information stored within us. He also studied live DNA again in the body and found that it is altered by radio waves and sound waves. Now, think of that. Your DNA is altered by sound waves, and it's organized according to structure similar to language. In other words, your voice influences your DNA, who you are. Think about saying, oh, I'm no good, or oh, I'm sick, oh, I got this pain and I got pain. You're programming yourself. It's very important to decide, who are you? What are you all about? And be it all the time, and speak it. For your voice is your constant drip of energy, reflecting, shaping who you are. In ancient times, I'd just like to point out that people did mantras and rosaries. Well, rosaries is fairly recent, but rosaries are adopted from the ancient practice of mantras. The idea is the same. Willpower is weak. We have to use our willpower on so many fronts, it's very hard to pay attention to everything and be perfect in all fronts. Yet it is easy to repeat something like on a rosary, like, I forgive so-and-so, I forgive so-and-so, I forgive so-and-so. The repetition eventually changes us. Now, we need a lot of repetitions, but it does work. Many ancient people would say a prayer, a chant, over and over again, thousands of times. And the prayer would represent some type of sound energy that was a virtue, a positive blessing of love, of God. And they would ingest this simply by hearing it. So the voice becomes a tool to decide, who are you? Who are you? And the thing is that even in our body, which is physical matter, we all know that what we think and feel influences it. If I worry all the time, the frequency of worry is a certain cycles per second. Everything is a vibration, and everything therefore vibrates and has frequency. The lining in my tummy just happens to be the same frequency as worry. Through sympathetic resonance, which is just science, and it's a simple science, anything of the same frequency, energy transfers. So if I have two violins, this violin on my right is playing an A. The violin on my left is not played, but it will sound the A. Energy from one A will transfer to the other A. It just happens. It's just a natural response. So if I worry, the energy of worry transfers to the lining of my tummy. If I do it for a long time, here we go with the dosage and amount, it will eventually tear down the lining of my stomach and make a hole, and I have an ulcer. So subtle energy, I want you to think of it like the blueprint of everything. Like with subtle energy, meaning your thoughts, your feelings, your voice, you can mold your body, and that's the greatest amount of dosage to do that. But you can also quickly mold your mood, feelings. And other people react to you based on the signals you put out. Hazrat, Hanyat, again, I don't know if I got his name pronounced properly. Hazrat Inayat Khan, a Sufi master, has been quoted as saying, you can tell the evolution of anyone, you can tell who they are on every level by listening to their voice. It's kind of like our signature. And now I'm going to go to another woman. She just passed. Was a beautiful woman. Her name was Valerie Hunt. She had 2 or 3 PhDs. And she studied the body's electromagnetic energy. She found that if you want power and health, you need a lot of deep tones in your voice. So whatever your voice is, if you make it stronger, that's good for your body. She also was able to show that if you're engaged in intellectual, problem-solving activities, that the mid voice actually supports your mental acuity. So this type of voice right here is sending energy to my brain. It's similar resonance. So it's vibrating, it's massaging, it's giving food, energy, vibration, or food in the form of energy and vibration to my brain, helping me to be just a little quicker. We'll take it. Those people who are praying, using wisdom, are in being intuitive or conceptual thinking, have a voice that has the higher pitches, a voice like this. Right now, I'm sending energy to my third eye. And this enables me to be more intuitive, more dreamy, more imaginative. Okay, so let's sum that one up. If you want health and strength, you are going to start to speak in lower tones. While doing mental activities, it's really good to use your mid voice. When praying, when being intuitive, then you use a high-pitched voice. It's really not high-pitched, excuse me, it just has more high tones. I'm actually using some of the same pitches, although it sounds higher. Let me back up and explain that. I'm going to use the same pitch now on 2 different sounds. One will sound higher, but the pitch will be the same. A, E. See, I told you so. The E sounds higher. The reason for that is that every sound has ripples, after ripples. Think of being on a bridge and dropping a rock into the water. The rock makes a hole in the water, but then you see these big circles. And they make these ripples. We've all seen them. And sound does the same thing. There's a sound or a vibration and then little after ripples, which have been called harmonics. And sometimes the energy will, in each after ripple of the harmonic, gets higher in pitch. They follow a mathematical formula. That's science. And if you have like an E, the energy after the main sound goes way into the high after ripples, and it gives the perception of a higher frequency, although the pitch or the base root, which is where the pitch is calculated, is the same. Whereas in the example of the E and the A, the after ripples of the A fell closer to the root note, so it gave the feeling or the perception of a lower note. So when you're doing your third eye voice, you're just really kind of talking like this, and it's this, not that it's so much high-pitched, but you're really hearing the primary, you're hearing more of the harmonics than the root note. Hope I did that clear. Okay, I'm going to give you a beautiful tool to change your life. And I just would like you to reflect. Jesus did many of his miracles with his voice. He said, "Be well." He said, let there be food. His consciousness, his advanced consciousness, is a large part of that miracle. But his voice is a reflection of it. His voice amplifies it. His voice is a portion of that miracle. And ancient man knew that your voice was a way to empower yourself so that you can be more miraculous, like our beloved Jesus. Okay, before we get into this tool, we're going to talk again about subtle energy. We talked before, to sum it up, that subtle energy was waves, little tiny vibrations that are so small in volume we don't hear them, but they add up and they eventually form in matter. And we gave the example of worry tearing a hole in the lining of a tummy. I wish you to think of your body needing all frequencies. Think of it. Intestines, livers, lungs. I mean, there's so much in there, and everything has a different frequency. It's like if you were to compare the musical scale, bum, 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 to colors in the rainbow, you would see that the musical scale is like a rainbow. Like if you were to, let me say this differently. If you look at the cycles per second of colored light, and you take them down octaves, an octave would be the exact same note, just lower, bum, bum, same note, C, C. So if you take the cycles of the rainbow colors down octaves so we can hear them, you'll see that the musical note, or red, translate to the musical note C, orange translates to the musical note D, and so forth. So you, with octave resonance, energy transferring between the same frequency, remember the violin example, you can say in a way that the rainbow colors are an octave of music. And I'm going to sometimes use the rainbow to talk about music because it's easier to understand. It's a nice metaphor. Your body needs the whole rainbow. If you're going to be the white light of Christ, you need to have red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, blue, and violet, healthy within. In order to receive these subtle energies, it's vital that your chakras are open. Chakras are little subtle energy filters in which you take these frequencies in. In another illustration, it's like a musical palette. You have all these different colors to paint with in your life. If one of your chakras is shut down, you can't quite have maybe the full life you want because you're missing several colors. When your chakras are shut down, eventually whatever frequency you're missing will result in emotional, mental, and physical imbalance, and problems. So by making sure your chakras are open, you make sure you have all the frequencies your body needs for health, all the frequencies you need for white light and strength. I have a CD, it's called Cosmic Streams at jillswingsoflight.com, and I've taken 17 different ancient mystery schools and their methods of opening your chakras. I've put them all in one CD. It's a meditation, and in the background, not only do I use the different methods by the ancient traditions, such as the Tibetan monks, the ancient Jewish Kabbalah, the Egyptian, the Chinese, the Hindu, so forth. Not only have I combined them, but I put tones in the background to make it more powerful. Even if you weren't paying attention to the meditation, it's going to open your chakras. Each chakra has a sound. It has a vowel or a harmonic pattern. Each chakra is associated with a type of sound in nature, which I'm playing. Each chakra is associated with an organ in your body, or organs, and I'm playing those frequencies in the background of those healthy organs, tuning your body. Each chakra is associated with a crystal, all kinds of things, but a crystal has a frequency. The Tibetan bowls for tuning your chakras, they're definitely frequencies. Everybody can see that clearly. and all those kinds of things are in the background, making it very powerful. A tool like this, or there are many other chakra clearing tools, well, this tool you could even play or loop it while you're sleeping and have your chakras strengthen. So I would certainly advise engaging in some type of practice to make sure that you have all the frequencies you need for health in your body, i.e., your chakras are open. So right now I'm going to talk about chakra voices, and I hope you can see me. We're going to do a little exercise, and I'm going to show you a way by moving your body to start to throw your voice into your chakras. So now we're going to assume they're all open and you've done your meditation exercises to have fully functioning healthy chakras. Next, we're going to throw that energy in our voice, and we're going to use it to change our life, to make ourselves stronger, more powerful, more miraculous. Okay, I don't know if you can see me. Let me see. There you go. Okay. Now, I want you to follow with my hands, and I want you to talk. I'm just going to say blah, 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 so I don't have to think about talking. And I want you to follow my hand patterns. Blah, 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 blah. That was fun. Okay. If you did it, you will know that your voice drops. When your voice drops, you're pulling energy from your root chakra. That is the sound of my root chakra. When I need to stand my ground, that's a good tool to use. Okay, so we could do some type of exercise to draw energy from our chakras, but wouldn't we be kind of silly in public doing all this kind of stuff? Kind of funny even thinking about it. Okay, so we're not going to do the exercise. That was just to show you, because that will force your voice into a chakra. You can do the same thing. You can pull energy from a chakra by simply thinking of it. The root chakra is strong and helps you stay grounded. The next chakra, which is orange and is just below your belly button, is more of a feeling one. And now I'm going to throw my voice into this chakra. This is kind of inviting, perhaps sensual. And you really can portray a very feeling-based energy with this chakra. And of course, I would like you to try this as well. Okay, you can practice more on your own. Now, I'm going to draw energy from my solar plexus chakra. Think of the color yellow. And when I throw energy into my solar plexus, I have self-confidence and self-worth, a different feeling than strength. Okay, I'm going to do it right now, and I'm going to let you hear this feeling of confidence and strength. I really believe in myself. I believe what I have to say. I know I have value. I am taking energy from this particular color, this energy source, this waveform, this feeling, and I am projecting it in my voice. It's really simple. All I did was imagine the color yellow and think about the area right above my belly button. And you saw how my voice, or you heard how my voice changed, and you felt different. And you can use this as well. It's not so much the content of the words you say when you communicate. It's the content of the energy you are projecting as a body, mind, soul being. Okay. Next, we're going to go to the heart chakra. Again, I'm going to think of the color green, and I'm going to imagine the area near my heart. I'm going to feel and focus on what my heart feels like. And already my voice is changing. And I'm really thinking about you. I'm thinking about how are you. And I hope that this message really, really is beneficial to you. That you can use this and change your life. I have used this. This is very powerful. Very powerful. So much more than the content of your words. Excuse me. Hopefully you could feel that. When somebody needs loved, that is the voice to speak. And Jesus spoke of love. That's the voice that would turn people to his attention. That's the voice that would draw the crowds. People hungry for love. He sent them love. He gave them love. His simple speaking was a prayer of love to those he spoke to. And so it can be for you. Okay, now we're going to try the voice throwing energy into the chakra in your throat. Think of Anthony Robbins. And an orator throws speech. I almost need to pull my chair away from the camera here because my voice will miss you. I am throwing my voice 30 feet across the room, and I am drawing attention. It's like I'm speaking in a megaphone, and a great multitude of people can hear me, and my voice will stand out amongst the others. Okay, I'm back. A great voice for giving a speech, a very commanding voice. And if you're giving a speech, surely you want people to listen, or else why bother? Okay, next one, third eye. If you notice the Dalai Lama, he speaks with a lot of his energy coming from his third eye. So he is relying on subtle information. He's relying on his intuition and psychic skills for communication, more so than the grosser methods of just what you see and hear. And now my voice is coming from my third eye. It's kind of a dreamy feeling. I'm missing the higher pitches, but it's a great thing when I'm kind of trying to solve a problem or maybe imagine a future. Maybe I don't know what to do, and I want to just kind of imagine solutions. It's a great place to be creative, to write an article, to paint a painting. It provides energy that is very subtle and intuitive. A great tool for you. Okay. We've got one more tool, and that is the energy coming from our crown chakra. The person who speaks from their crown chakra has a very whispery voice. They're not always grounded. It is very easy with this voice to be open-minded, to be flexible, to consider other alternatives, to bring down angelic energy for healing and for blessing. This is a voice that carries very high energy. It is a healing, blessing voice. Okay, there you have it. To sum it up, we are saying that in order to have a healthy body, in order to have a healthy mind, an emotional field, we need all kinds of frequencies that are found in a musical scale. We're just using that to understand frequencies for a comparison. but also listening to music also feeds us. Although our music only picks, in a musical octave, only picks 12 tones when there are potentially tens of thousands. We need them all. Music and sounds in nature, things that we hear, feed us. They vibrate our body, mind, soul. We need to pay attention to our chakras and have a method of opening and strengthening our chakras. The most powerful one that I have seen, and I really don't care how I appear, is my Cosmic Stream CD, because I want people to have this powerful tool. It's very strong in strengthening and opening your chakras. So you need some type of method to keep your chakras intaking all of the frequencies that you need on all tones, all harmonies for tone and peace and healing and balance. Next, we then simply focused on the color associated with the chakra and the feeling associated with the chakra. And then I just put my focus wherever that chakra was. And my voice changed. My voice then reflected the feeling associated with the chakra. So every message that we give has an emotional counterpart. Whether the emotional counterpart is strong or weak, it doesn't matter. It's always there. Frequently, our strongest message is in how we speak, how we address people. People respond to us by what we give out in our vibratory fields. Our vibratory fields connect with other people. So we might think that they're reacting to us, but I would suggest they're reacting to the message that we have subconsciously put out in our feelings, thoughts, and voice. So we need to think about who we are, who we want to be, and put that in our voice, in our fields. Finally, to sum up, to be a miracle, to be that loving disciple and bless that other person, we need to pay attention to who we are. For that is the greatest source of vibratory energy that influences them. They may not be able to put it in words, they may not understand it, but we can project feelings and energy that are very loving and healing for those around us. Although we might meet with someone and feel like they're a separate person, feel like they are different than us, but in truth, we are sending them healing and blessing energy. So, I would like to leave that with you, and I send you my blessings through my voice. Amen.